It's another new year. Again, 3 calisthenics skills you're not allowed to advance if you haven't mastered them yet. This, of course, is my objective opinion on how you can advance your calisthenics by going through the right progression. And these 3 calisthenics exercises are a must to build a foundation you're gonna require for all the advanced or medium level stuff. So if you're ready, my friends, let's go and have some fun. So let's start out with the easiest skill on this list, pistolero, the pistol squat. Before we get into the whole requirements of this skill, there are 2 misconceptions we need to dispel. Number 1, the starting position for a pistol squat is legs extended, upper body extended, sitting on the ground. This is not a starting position for a pistol squat, this is the starting position for cheating. And the second biggest misconception about the pistol squat is that the hardest part about the pistol is getting up and getting down again. When the actual hardest part about the pistol squat is switching from an extended seated position into an extended elevated position. This tiny movement is basically the hardest thing. Once you have mastered that, there's absolutely nothing in your way to switch from here to this. Pretty easy. This is the easiest part, is this. 2 things that are actually keeping us from pistol squatting. Number 1 will be flexibility in our posterior chain, specifically working from our calves, up our hamstrings, our glutes, to our spinal erectors. Many people, if they want to get into the starting position for the pistol squat, legs extended, upper body extended, they will naturally fall backwards. There are 2 reasons for that. Either you're not flexible enough in your posterior chain, which means that all of this is too tight for you to move forward, or the second thing is you are not strong enough in your core and hip flexors to keep your upper body upright. But that is great because you only need to work on 2 different things. Number 1, getting some nice posterior chain flexibility going. And number 2, working on strengthening your core, specifically your lower abdominals in conjunction with your hip flexors. Rapid fire tutorial for both of these. Exercise number 1, working on our calf as well as our Achilles flexibility. All we need to do for that is extend the leg, elevate our toes, and step forward. Keep that back leg extended, and you're gonna already notice a lot of stretch. If the stretch is up here in your biceps or even higher, that means that you need to elevate your toes even more to get more of a stretch in your calves. Once you're done with that, you can push this away and switch to a more hamstring dominant stretch. And instead of trying to touch your toes, touch the ground, or whatever you're doing, just put your hands on your hips and start switching between an anterior and posterior chain tilt. We're switching into spinal extension, which is gonna put massive stretch on our hamstrings, into spinal flexion, which is gonna release all this stretch. So now we're working dynamically between stretching, relaxing, and stretching, and over time we're going to be able to keep that stretch going, and from here start hinging more and more and more towards the ground. We want to keep that back at the very least in a neutral or fully extended position to get as much pull as we can. For the final stretch here, and this is going to help us a lot with the second skill, is putting those feet up, grabbing both legs just like so, and start extending as much as you can, forcing your upper body close to your lower body, and pull those toes in, raising your heels from the ground. And this is an absurdly effective method to get some posterior chain flexibility going. Take a short breath and repeat. As for strengthening our hip flexors and lower abdominals, this is one of the hardest yet easiest looking exercises that you can work on that'll give you immense strength for both of these. Sit down with your back completely flattened on the wall and both legs completely extended. Some of you will already feel a little bit of a stretch in their posterior chain. Absolutely amazing, consider it a bonus. With our back in complete contact with the wall is raise our extended leg, pull those toes in, and move the entire leg into an external rotation. Up just a handful of inches or centimeters, raise up, externally rotate, and hold for a handful of seconds statically. And once you've gone through a round full of repetitions statically, you can go through dynamic repetitions. Now we don't want to go just extended forward, but we want to work like this, which is going to make it a tiny bit harder, and open up as far as you can and raise once more, which is going to make it even harder. And trust me, this set of exercises done together are basically all you need to do a pistol squat. Because believe it or not, most people actually do have the strength in one single leg to raise their entire body as well as sit back down again. And when it comes to the balance part, the only thing that'll help you with balancing is working on it until you have mastered it completely. And my final tip before we move on to the next skill is before you start extending your leg and getting up, I want you to practice this part by itself. Sit, extend your legs, elevate your butt, and reverse, and repeat the whole process until you are fully used to the beginning movement of the pistol squat. And trust me, the rest is basically just 20% of the entire exercise. And like I said, this feeds directly into our second skill, which is going to be an L-sit on our fingertips. Now, while the L-sit does look very advanced, I still consider it a foundational exercise because it is one of the first exercises you learn. And if you can go into an L-sit and hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, you're pretty much primed for all the advanced core-related and hip flexor as well as tension-related stuff that you're going to learn in calisthenics. Number one, unsurprisingly, do all the stretches we did for the pistol squat because the starting position for the L-sit is exactly the same. And if you have the flexibility to sit upright just like so and go into a pistol squat, then you do have the required flexibility to do this without falling backwards for lack of flexibility. Now we can move on to the strength progression. Now, for most people, the lack of strength is not going to be in their upper abdominals. It is once again going to be in their lower abdominals, their hip flexors, all the way down through their quadriceps, because people do not work on their hip flexor strength. They usually just work on lengthening them, and we want to have them really strong, especially in conjunction with the surrounding musculature. Level number one, easiest thing ever, leg raises. Just like so, barely any resistance. Once you're strong enough, let's go up with both legs. In between sets, you can add static holds. 3, 4, 5, put it down, take a short break, and repeat. And before we remove the elevation, we're gonna start using our fingertips as well. Put your fingers down, elevate your butt from here, and go through the exact same exercise. One-sided single leg raises, one-sided static single leg raises. And now we can actually start elevating and folding forward, which is going to include a little bit more of our shoulder arm strength as well as our upper abdominals. Extend your upper body and fold forward. Extend your upper body and fold forward. And if you want to add just one more thing for good measure, we're gonna sit back just like so, lean backwards, flex our abdominals, and start raising our extended legs. You can help out a little bit by extending your arms as well. You can extend them above your head, which is going to make you require even more strength, and we're basically simulating an L-sit without requiring our hands. And we're basically almost done because we have 2 more steps. Step number 1 is elevating, just like so. Start raising both legs just for a second or 2 before you put them down, and repeat. And the only level missing from here is strengthening our hands and fingertips by just holding like so. Now we have gone through the progression, you've gone through the stretching, you've gone through the strengthening. Now you are perfectly ready to sit in an L like any other calisthenics beginner. I'm joking, it's not a total beginner exercise. You are pretty advanced if you can do an L sit. Now this sounds like a lot of ego. Maybe it's not that advanced. I don't know, I don't care. Just go through the progression, learn the exercise. And for our third and final skill, we will go with the assisted shoulder taps. A very important exercise that requires a lot of strength, a lot of body tension, a lot of control. Another rapid fire progression. First level is going to be the assisted quadruped stand. Turn your hands outwards, extend your arms, and hold your upper body until you can hold it for 30 seconds. Next level, classic plank until you can hold it for 30 seconds. Next level, simulated lever for 30 to 60 seconds. And once we're done with that, we can start elevating our feet, getting to this hollow position, hold for 30 seconds, and moving from here to the next level is really easy. We're gonna start piking in our hips, extending our legs, bringing most of our body weight above our arms, and we're gonna hold from here for 30 to 60 seconds. And once you're done with that, you are ready to move to a wall, getting to a classic closed-legged handstand simulation. and hold for 30 to 60 seconds. Next level will be the open sway. Open your legs and switch the weight from one shoulder to the other. Now you can work really slow or you can work fast. And as always, I would recommend doing both. And now you are finally ready to increase your sway. Raise one hand slowly and start touching your shoulders, as if you were patting yourself on the back for a job well done, because it is a job well done. And you have proven to yourself one more time that you are an absolute calisthenics GOAT. Now, armed with these 3 calisthenics skills, you're basically ready to get into with a lot more strength, a lot more control, a lot more endurance, and a lot more flexibility. And you can put all of these skills to good use to click the like button and subscribe. I hope you had a wonderful start into the new year. If you like the video and subscribe. And please check out other videos on this channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. Captain Cairo. Peace out.